Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So from time to time, somebody posts a build on one of the Facebook groups, or one of you guys post it in a video, and I often think to myself, hey, I built that kit before, or I have that kit in my stash. Well, it came up one time about rebuilders and ugly betties that you store away in your boxes, in your parts bins and stuff like that. So I was asked by a fellow YouTuber to show them at some time, and I figured today would be a good day to do that. So I want to show you a couple things that I have in my junkyard boxes and in my parts bins and all that other stuff, and we'll take a walk down memory lane. The first one, you can tell the condition of it just by the sound the bag made. This kit is probably 30 years old. I built this way before I ever got with my wife. And you can see what it is. Now here, this is for Matthew over at Model Car Videos. Matthew, you built the bootlegger, okay? And I commented one time that I had built that model kit, but it was the Harley Davidson kit. I never owned the bootlegger, but I did own the Harley Davidson. And I told you that the plating was gold on it. And somebody else said that they never saw the plating in gold on the Harley Davidson kit. Well, these bumpers and stuff are from the Harley Davidson kit, because I never owned a bootlegger. Whatever. Moving on. But you guys recognize this kit. My wife thought this kit was cool, this truck was cool, so I painted her name on the door, painted my name on the door. And it's terrible. It's a terrible kit. I originally painted it yellow, and then she wanted blue, and the Michigan colors are unintentional. Go green, go white. But that's one that's most likely never going to be rebuilt, and if there's any parts to salvage off of it, that's probably what it's best used for. Pick these up real quick. Sorry about that. I didn't account for all the pieces that were going to come flying out of it. Alright. So the next one here, you can see what that is. This is the 32 3-window coupe from Revel. And I did it in this purplish color, and if you see the tuck and roll interior, the buttons are purple. And I always had aspirations of chopping and channeling this thing, rebuilding it, but it's not going to come to fruition. And now that I'm building that 32 over there, I dug this out and started looking through it to see if there was any parts to salvage off of it, and just haven't really done that. Here's one. Somebody gave me this. I didn't buy this. This is one of those pre-painted AMT kits, and always had intended on putting it back together, but just never got around to it. And I prefer to paint my own kits anyway. This is one I got. It was supposed to be a complete kit. Oop. It was supposed to be a complete kit, inventoried the parts, and it's missing some, some little tidbits here and there. But this is another kit that I just scavenged from. So if you guys ever need parts, ask me. I probably have them. I got boxes of parts everywhere. I keep instructions and extra parts and decals. So this one here, you guys recognize this is a 68 Revel Charger. This is the kit that got me back into modeling, I believe back in 2013 or 2014. And this is the model that kicked it off. And I was so proud of this thing when I built it. Flat black paint, I made sure that I used a flat clear over it. And it's plumbed and wired. I had custom decals made for it. And the reason why I named it Problem Child is because if you ever built this kit, you know that it has a couple issues. So it was fiddly for me, and I was having an issue putting it together, so I named it Problem Child. But that's the one that what got me back into modeling. Here's another one. 340 Duster. When I built this kit, you know, the paint's not so great on it, but I loved it. You know, it's Model Master Panther Pink paint. It's got the 340 in it. You know, not a great build, but I kind of liked it. And the funny thing about this is when I originally painted it, Panther Pink, I was still outside painting. And as I was walking back in the house with this thing, the hood blew off. Gust of wind came, blew the hood off, and it fell in a pile of dirt. So I had gravel and dirt all in it. And then as I bent over to pick up the hood, I dropped the body in the dirt. So the roof was covered in dirt. So obviously I had to strip it all down and redo it. But I have another one of these in my stash somewhere. I'm gonna build it up again someday. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah. I love this kit. I did Duplicolor green, Duplicolor clear. This is the kit. I had the photo etch and all that other stuff. Great kit. You know, I loved it. I loved building it, and I loved it when I finished it. It ended up falling off the shelf, parts busting off it, paint chipping, and I was just, you know, I decided to throw it in the box. I want to grab another one of those. I want to build that back up because not that one, but I want to build another one because I like that. Speaking of Torinos, the Mustang that I showed you in that bag, this Torino was in a parts lot that I bought off a guy that was getting out of modeling. Bought a bunch of models off him, and I wanted to build this up so bad, and I was going to build it for a build off, and the A-pillar was already broke on it. So I did my due diligence trying to fix it and everything, and it was still kind of wonky, but it was passable, and I liked it. It didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it to, but you know, they reissued this kit too, and I keep telling my wife I need one of those, another one of those Torino Cobras. And I still got all the extra parts and pieces, the cage, the steely racing wheels, and all that other stuff that go with that kit. I keep everything, guys. I'm like a pack rat. I'm sure you guys are too. So, back in the day, for a really long time, all I built was race cars. You guys know my history with race cars and stuff like that, being a former racer myself. But I'm also from the Northeast, and the Northeast is known for their big block modifieds and their modified race cars in general. And back in the day, all I built, for a really long segment of time, all I did was build NASCAR kits and race car kits. And it didn't matter what it was. But modifieds were my favorite, because obviously I was a local short track rat, and the modifieds were my favorite class at the time. This is that 39 Plymouth. I bet you this is 35 years old, this kit. I built this a really long time ago. And for a long time I maintained it. This is another one that I continued to maintain and put on the shelf. And if you remember, I mentioned I'm going to use this rear bumper on the 32. I still have the box. Cool box art on it, right? And the decals I used on this is off the Terry Labonte Piedmont Chevrolet Monte Carlo. You'll recognize that. So, and I got one more to show you. I have a bunch more. I mean, a lot more, but it'd be a really long video if I pulled out every single one of them. So this is the Revel Gto. I don't have the box to that one. I really wish I did, because I always considered the box art on that really cool. I have the instructions and the extra pieces that go along with it, but I don't have the box anymore. Oh, let me see here. Here's a, oh, dropping stuff. Oh, there they are. Now this, there's a possibility I might rebuild this. I have all the parts, and it's not intact, but everything is still there. You know what I mean? So, like I said, this is the Revel Gto. On the box art, it was yellow, and it had the flames on it and everything. And really cool box art. And this is one of those kits that I spray bombed. It's Testers Star Spangled or Deja Blue. I don't remember. But obviously not wet sanded, not cleared, just sprayed. And I did that with a lot of kits over the years, just sprayed them and prayed, you know. But this one has the potential of being a rebuilder from time to time. So, like any other modeler, you have plenty of parts boxes, you have plenty of junkyards, you have plenty of rebuilders, or ones that you plan on rebuilding sooner or later. And just like the one-on-one crowd, you park it in the backyard and say, it's not for sale, I'm going to rebuild it someday, and then it just sits there and rots. Or you start scavenging parts from it. And that seems to be the case with a lot of my boxes. I'll get a harebrained idea, and I'll pull one out and start thinking about rebuilding it, and then I throw it right back in the box. Because it's either missing too many pieces, or it's just going to be too much work. And they still make the kit, so I just go buy a new one. Anyway, I'd be interested to see your junkyard, your rebuilders, and some of the things you did when you were a young person, and post a video about it. Show us what you got. Show us how far you've come. You know, obviously, I hundreds and thousands of models built over a really, really long time, and I don't have any of the ones left from when I was a kid, but even if I did, they would be terrible and I'd be embarrassed to show them. But then again, it would be a walk down memory lane, and it would show me how far I've actually come. And I'm still not where I want to be. So this is all I've got, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the likes, the comments and everything, and I hope you stick around and watch the channel grow. Until next time.